I happily pay over $1,000 in annual fees for my credit cards. And that's because they give me back thousands of dollars in extra value. So today, we'll be going over what's in my wallet and why I have them, why the cards with annual fees are worth it to me, and which cards I'm looking at adding next. Alright, so the first card on the list that I've been using a ton would be the Capital One Venture X card with its $395 annual fee. But this card has a sign-up bonus of 100,000 Capital One points once you spend at least $10,000 in the first 6 months. Yes, that's a big amount, but I got this card a couple months before the holidays and I was gonna spend anyway, so it was like perfect timing. Let that be a tip for any minimum spend on cards you get. Only get the cards if you know you can hit the minimum spend without buying anything unnecessary. So back to the 100,000 points, at minimum, these will be worth $1,000 when redeemed for travel through their portal. But on top of that, you're also getting a $300 yearly credit for travel through their portal, 10,000 miles in anniversary bonus, and as a cherry on top, they're giving you $200 in statement credit for places like Airbnb in the first year. In total, that means you're getting $1,500 in value in the first year, which is way more than the $395 in annual fee. But because you're getting the $300 in travel credit, as well as the 10,000 bonus miles, or basically $100, that's $400 of value a year when you're only paying $395 to keep the card. So you're getting paid $5 a year to keep the card open. And to be honest, this card has decent multipliers too when you're spending. Like 10 times miles when you're booking hotels and rental cars, 5 times miles on flights through them, and 2 times miles on everything else. Given the minimum value of 1 cent a point when booking through travel, that's like getting 10%, 5%, and 2% back on those categories. If you want a deeper breakdown on all the benefits of the card, check out my video where I break it all down up in the corner and down below, because there's a lot more to this card, like getting lounge access or redeeming points at more than 1 cent a point in value. The next card that's seen a lot of use in the last 6 to 12 months would have to be the Chase Freedom Flex card that is a $0 no annual fee credit card. This card actually has a few different sign-up bonuses you can get depending on incognito or refreshing your browser, but the best I've seen is getting $200 in credit when you spend $500 in the first 3 months, along with 5% back on grocery store purchases up to $12,000 in spend in the first year. For a free card, it's really easy to hit this minimum spend, but what kept me using this card for so long was that 5% in groceries, because everyone needs to buy groceries, right? And for the multipliers of this card, the category that stands out is you're getting 5% back in different rotating categories every quarter. Back in 2021, these categories included wholesale clubs, to home improvement stores, to PayPal, Walmart, and even grocery stores, which stacked with the welcome offer that I got. And now in 2022, for the first quarter, the categories include grocery stores again and eBay purchases. Now this card does come with your typical travel and service protections, but the standout one here is getting cell phone protection with $800 a claim or $1,000 per year in protection, which many other cards don't even have. Remember, this is all with a no annual fee credit card, which means that I'm never going to be canceling this card because having it open, even if I don't use it in the future, means that I have a higher total available credit and a longer credit history, which both helps my credit score. More on that in the top right corner and down below. Now the Freedom Flex alone is a really nice card, especially because you're getting points instead of cashback. But it's even better when compared to cards like the Chase Sapphire Preferred, which is the next card in my wallet. I got this card a few years back and a lot has changed since then. But right now, you could get 60,000 points for signing up and hitting the minimum spend of $4,000 in the first 3 months. But you'll get $50 in annual credit for hotel stays through their portal every anniversary year. So not the first year you have the card, but the second year and onwards. Then for multipliers, it comes with 5 times points on travel through their portal, 2 times back on other travel, 3 times on dining with takeout, online grocery stores, and streaming, and then 1 times back on everything else. Now this card used to be a daily driver for me, but the Venture X and the Freedom Flex took over last year. Mainly because the Venture X, I needed to hit the minimum spend, and the Freedom Flex had awesome categories and the 5% on groceries for the first year. So why am I still paying $95 in annual fee for this card? Well, for one, I kind of forgot to downgrade this card or cancel it before the annual fee hit last year. However, the reason I still have this card is Chase lets you pool points together. So I can pool points across the Freedom Flex and this card, and then use the perk on this card that allows me to transfer my points over to different travel partners to then redeem for higher point values in 2, 5, or even 10 cents a point sometimes. The example I like to use and the trip I really want to take when things open back up is going from Western US, flying on ANA over to Japan, which would only cost you 90,000 points in business class or 110,000 points in first class for the full round trip. At $7,000 for the business class ticket, this would be a value of almost 8 cents a point. And at $20,000 for first class, that's 18 cents a point in value. Yes, most people probably won't be paying these cash values for these tickets, but those are still awesome redemption values. Cool, so the fourth card that gets pretty regular use would be my American Express Platinum card. Now this is not an everyday use card, and it costs me $550 to have it open, which has now been increased to $695 when I renew in the future, and has pretty mediocre multipliers, like 5 times booking for flights, 5 times on prepaid hotels, and 1 times on everything else. But if you can use even some of the other perks it comes with, it can be an amazing card. First, people are seeing 125,000 or even 150,000 points when signing up for the card and hitting the minimum spend of $6,000 in the first 6 months. Personally, I value American Express points at 2 cents a point. So that's already $2,000 to $3,000 in value just from the sign-up bonus alone. Apart from that, people call this like a coupon book now because of all the different random perks that come with it. These perks include things like $200 in hotel credit, $240 in digital entertainment from some really limited services, Walmart Plus, lounge access, $200 in Uber Cash, $200 in airline fee credits, $300 in Equinox that I feel most people probably can't or don't even use, to $100 in Saks Fifth, and clear credit. There's also other benefits like rental car or hotel status, to great insurance, as well as purchase and return protection. If you want a full breakdown of all the perks, I'll link it down below, as well as a video where I break down how I saved almost $900 using travel hacks from the American Express Platinum card during my Vegas trip. Now I do have a few other cards that I keep open but never really use, but for good reason. For one, I have my Bank of America Travel Rewards card, which was my first credit card back in 2015. This is a card that I'm never gonna cancel because it gives me a little bit more of credit line that I'm not gonna utilize, as well as keeping my account history as long as possible. The same goes for the United Gateway card I have, which I downgraded from the United Mileage Plus card because I wasn't really using it after getting the bonus in the first year and I didn't want to have to pay the annual fees. Lastly, I used to have the Marriott Premier card that had an $85 annual fee, but I've canceled that card. Reason being, I was paying for it and not really using it. Plus, having that card made me not eligible for a bunch of the new Marriott cards that were coming up. So by canceling it, I could potentially qualify in the future when there's some really good offers. Finally, the card that's still on my radar that I'll probably get in the future would be the American Express Gold card. With its 4 times back on dining and groceries, and the dining and Uber credits that I'd be able to maximize every single month, it's like the perfect everyday spend card. If by the time I'm ready for a new card and there's no really great alternative, it's probably going to be the card I pick up next. Now, I know there's a lot in this video, and even though I've been researching and following this space for years, I feel like there's so much that I don't know yet. Now, if you want to kickstart your credit card journey and travel in luxury by paying next to nothing, or getting basically a discount on everything you buy, then you'll want to check out this video where I go over the best starter cards to get to start your journey. If you watched to this point, thank you so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.